Audio test. Audio test. 1, 2, 3. Good morning to our attendees joining us for this special Board of Public Works meeting here in the hearing room. If there's any members of the public who wish to offer commentary on any of our items this morning or public comment, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room, indicate which item you'd like to speak on, and fill out your information and hand it to me, and I'll record your information for the record. Good morning as well to our attendees who are joining us via the Zoom platform. If there's anyone joining us who wishes to offer commentary on any of our items on our agenda or public commentary, please press *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute, identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on, and I will record your name for the record at this time. I do see a hand raised from one of our attendees on the virtual platform, Audit LA. Audit LA, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Audit LA, you should be receiving a pop-up on your screen asking you to unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, sorry, I hit it before, but I guess you didn't hear me. I want to speak on public comment and all the other agenda items.
Very well.
Please.
I have you down for public comment on items 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. I'll call upon you again when we get to those items. And I do see another user on the Zoom platform, Henry Marini. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Henry or Henri, would you like to offer commentary on any of our items this morning or public comment?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Henry. I'd like to offer public comment as well as on the agenda items, please.
Very good. I have you down for public comment and items 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand until we get to those items, at which point I will call upon you again. And just a reminder, friendly reminder for those participants who are asking to provide input on public comment, who are on the virtual platform or here in the room. For members of the public offering commentary, please keep on topic. If you do not speak on an agenda item or on an item that is within the board's jurisdiction for general public comment, you will get 2 warnings and then you will be removed. Thank you. And we should get started in the next 5 minutes or so. Thank you so much.
Semi-pro. I'm fine with saying semi-pro. Maybe even a little lower than that, for sure, right?
Good morning once again. This is TJ Knight, Acting Executive Officer. I do see another hand raised on the Zoom platform. Yvonne. Yvonne, would you like to offer commentary on any of our agendized items or public comment this morning?
I'd like public comment and yes on the agenda items too, agenda item 1 and 2. The first about the public
Excellent,
comment.
Yvonne. I'm gonna go ahead and put you back on mute. I'm just making notes, taking physical notes on the attendees who are asking to offer commentary. So thank you so much. I've recorded your information. I'm going to go ahead and lower your hand, and we will call upon you when we get to public comment on items 1 and 2. And once again, if there's any commenters, members of the public or anyone who wishes to offer commentary in the room, there are speaker cards located in the back of the room on the table. If you would fill one out and hand it to me with indicating which item you'd like to speak on and your information. And we are okay. We are ready to go ahead and start recording if you like, President Garcia. Very well. And we are now in record mode.
Thank you for that. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, August 14th, 2024. Mr. Knight?
Thank you, President Garcia. Good morning. TJ Knight, Acting Executive Officer, taking role in establishing quorum. President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, Commissioner Corsan, and Commissioner Reyes are present. We do have a quorum. Once again, I'm Acting Executive Officer TJ Knight. President Garcia, we have 3 commenters under public comment on the virtual platform. We have no neighborhood council commentary, and we have 2 commenters on items 1, 2, and 3, and 1 commenter on items 1 and 2, and all 3 of those commenters are on the virtual platform.
Very well. Thank you for that. Given that we do have public comment, just, let's take public comment now.
Very well. We will start with Audit LA. Audit LA, you should be receiving I'm sorry, I just muted you again. You should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute. Go ahead, you have 2 minutes to offer your commentary.
Yes, good morning. I'm here, as always, for the past month to be your broken record and begging you guys to do, especially you, President Garcia, to actually do the job that you're assigned to do. You are over Bureau of Street Services. You're over all the stuff that is going on. The public is tired of a street that's been shut down since June 1st. And this is a guideway. It goes straight to Kaiser Hospital. We're tired of it. We're tired of them not having a lane that your permits say they must have. Whatever they were able to do to get this override, you're allowing it. And I'm holding you responsible. And I want to know why are you afraid of them? Are you one of them? Why are you allowing this? And then there's the ADA. I would like to know why you are allowing continued abuse of the ADA laws. That's the federal laws. Are you not afraid of breaching that? You are leaving this city open to litigation. You absolutely are, because you will not do your job. But since I've been coming here, I see all you do is rubber stamp anything and everything. We will have another meeting today, and I guarantee you there will be no challenge to anything. Everything will be rubber stamped. Whatever anyone wants, they will get, including, endless permits, de facto street vacations, ADA non-compliance. It doesn't matter that the people down the street had to remove their planters, because it goes against public policy for the unhoused. Doesn't matter. If you're, Scientology, you can do that. And I hold you responsible, because you have the power, Ms. Garcia, and you know what? Another thing.
That's 2 minutes. Thank you. Moving next to our second public commenter, and I also would like to add for the record that we've received 3 Google form submissions on public comment that have been submitted and distributed to all commissioners this morning. Our second public commenter is Henri. Henri, you'll have 2 minutes to offer your commentary this morning. Go ahead.
Good morning again. Yes, are you able to hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. My name is Henry. I work as an automation engineer. My background is in commissioning major capital projects for the construction of manufacturing plants. In all my years of work, I have never seen such severe disregard for safety laws by a Bureau of Engineering and the BSS in all my life. The fact that you are doing such a major disservice to all Angelinos by severely leaving streets in major disrepair as well as allowing the unauthorized privatization of a street on LRH Way is absolutely disgusting to me. I have never seen such blatant disregard for the safety of your fellow citizens. And frankly, the fact that LADWP is corroborating in this corruption by not finding Scientology for wasting well over 100,000 gallons of water in a single day, which are levels of water consumption I see in the industrial sector, a manufacturing plant, and you have a church wasting this water in a state known for a severe drought crisis. Shame on you. This is absolutely disgusting. What will it take? A guy from the East Coast sees the absolute violation you are conducting upon the Los Angeles members. Shame on all of you. This is disgusting. When will you wake up and see that your citizens are in dire need for action today to stop the abuse by the Church of Scientology? BSS, what will you do? I've contacted LADOT, by the way. All the agencies point back to you, BSS. You need to act now. Stop this nonsense of allowing a street to go.
Thank you, Henry.
closed
That's 2
without
minutes.
giving a permit.
Thank you.
And our third and final public commenter is Yvonne. Yvonne, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. You have 2 minutes to offer your commentary.
Okay. I'm going to surprisingly start off with something positive. The butterfly garden that is adjacent to the apartment on Ronald Hubbard and so forth that they have.
Please speak into your device, Yvonne. You're cutting in and out.
Many safety violations, including drop line.
Please speak directly into your device, Yvonne. You're cutting in and out. Your audio is not coming through clearly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. And that concludes public commentary this morning.
With that,
no.
public comments now officially closed. Moving on to the approval of the minutes for Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. Is there a second to my motion to approve this item? Second. Thank you, VP Villegas. Mr. Knight, there's a first by me and a second by Vice President Villegas to approve the minutes of Wednesday, July 31st, 2024.
Very well. We will take a roll call vote on approval of minutes, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes. Item of approval of minutes is approved unanimous.
Very well. All right. Well, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our chambers, to those that are visiting us here today, as we do it every single time, and as I do every single time when we do have a presentation, I first recognize the fact that we're all here at City Hall. And today I just want to recognize that we have very special guests in the room for my recognition, as today is my last board meeting serving the city. I am very proud and happy to start our recognition process to me. So I know, what else can I say? I'll give my closing remarks at the end, but first and foremost, I just want to thank you all for making the time for being here today, putting on the suit and getting here. I just want to say thank you, thank you. I feel I'm always very humbled when people do things for me, and I had a hard time accepting recognition and accepting that that they, my staff and everybody that cares wanted to do something. So at the end, I just said, yes to everything. And I said, okay, fine. And it's probably not the most comfortable part of me being in the spotlight. Even though I do it all the time, this is different. So I am going to turn my mic over to TJ Knight as he's going to lead us into my recognition as the president of the Board of Public Works. Thank you.
Thanks so much, President Garcia. And we do have a full agenda. We have a number of speakers who have come to recognize President Garcia. And so we do have some council members in the room that we'd like to hear because they have council. So they've sort of preempted our written schedule. If we could have Councilmember Padilla approach the podium and say a few words.
Can you turn off the cell phone just so that? Oh, it was you.
Oh well. So I mean, where can I start? I'm really going to miss you, President Aura Garcia. I don't think I'm the only person in town and in this space that agrees that your absence is going to be felt. You definitely brought a certain culture to this space that I think a lot of us really appreciated. A culture of access, a culture of collaboration, and of prioritizing things that really were going to impact the constituents of Los Angeles directly, where they see the work of the Board of Public Works. I think one of the reasons why I think you and I have always had a great relationship is because we've come from that space of where we don't appreciate or we don't need the me. We come to work every day for the work, and who we are is just secondary.
Yeah.
And I really hope that those who come after you continue that, because while we know that this is a great space in the halls of power, what you do with it is what's important. And when it comes to the way that you have led, you have advocated to make sure that our streets are cleaner. You have advocated to make sure that innovation is part of everything that we do, with the way that we collect trash and the way that we build the lighting of our city and things of that sort. So I thank you for your service. I know that wherever you're going to go, whatever is your next step, you are going to be an asset. And I do want to also say to please not become a stranger to the city of Los Angeles, because what you embody and what you have brought is something that we need to continue if we want to continue to build out a local government model where the community feels like we are indeed working for them.
Yeah.
And not for ourselves. So I wish you the best, and I'm really saddened. I wasn't expecting to speak today, but I'm glad that I did. And I want you to know that you have a friend and an ally and a partner with me. And thank you for also helping to, bring in a new wave of folks into this space as well. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of young people that are saying, I wouldn't be here without President Aura Garcia. She really brought me in the door. And I know that that's an army that is going to have your back forever. So thank you again, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman.
And next, if we could have Councilmember McCosker say a few words.
Hey. Good morning, Madam President. It's so great to be with you here today. I wanted to take a little time out, make sure I came to this beautiful room and this great commission with your awesome responsibilities, and thank you personally for your leadership on this commission and for all of your service in public works. I have really, as the councilman of the 1-5, even though I'm very far from the valley where your base and your original love is, we've partnered so well on so many projects and all of the things that are so important to our constituents, especially our most voiceless constituents: sidewalks, streets, curbs, gutters, cleaning up, greening up, making sure that we have livable space that's respectful to the people that we serve. And I thank you so much for your commitment to this entire community. I thank you for your hard work. I thank you for your leadership. I wish you well on every future endeavor. And I just want to say that the public service is its own reward. Public service is its own reward. And you truly have been and will continue to be. I know in any way that whatever challenge faces you, continue to be a public servant, putting the needs of people around you first. But this is a day, as my council colleague said, this is a day for you to humbly accept the praise and the flowers. So thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, council member.
Thank you, Councilmember McCosker. Next, if we could have Councilmember De Leon say a few words.
Oh.
Thank you so very much. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning to each and every one of you. Thank you for the opportunity to share a few words, Madam President. It's an honor to be here. I thought this was going to be a party or reception. I didn't know there was going to be an actual Public Works Committee hearing, an official meeting that's on the record. And I don't know if it's recorded or, audio or videotape, but nonetheless, I'm happy to be here nonetheless. I did think there was going to be, food, coffee, drinks, the whole bit, but this is a national meeting. I've only been in this room just on a few occasions.
Wow. Well, welcome.
So it's a beautiful room.
Beautiful.
And it's a fitting place for all the hard work that this committee does. To all the committee members, thank you very much for the opportunity. Madam President, what can I say? You are one of the very few women and women of color. I know for sure you're the first Guatemalan to ever head, the Public Works Board. And as someone who has Guatemalan roots, from my mother's side, you feel the community with an incredible amount of pride, and not just for Guatemalans and for Latinos as a whole, but for the city as a whole, and for women and young girls, and also young boys as well too, who can see someone like you in a position of power, making critical decisions for the well-being of the city, that they can think that I too one day could be like you, or a Miss Teresa Villegas, or Susana Reyes, or Mike Davis, or Vahid Corsan. I too one day could be, in a position where I can do good for my fellow residents, for my fellow citizens. So you are a source of inspiration. When it comes to public works, what stands out in my mind, obviously, is the iconic 6th Street Bridge. The iconic 6th Street Bridge, we poured in, more than $500 million. It's going to be part of the national landscape of who we are as a great city of LA. I know when folks think about Los Angeles, they think mostly the Hollywood sign over the Hollywood Hills, or perhaps Venice Beach. Those are the sort of iconic symbols of city of LA. But they're going to think of the 6th Street Bridge as well too. And during your tenureship, also to you help lead and oversee that construction and the finalization. And I'm honored to have it in my district in City 14. I can say this subjectively, for City 14, you and all the members here have had an enormous impact, a positive impact on City 14. Now, City 14 is an incredibly diverse district and one of our economic engines because of downtown Los Angeles. We also are home to the largest number of unhoused neighbors, friends, loved ones, neighbors that have fallen on very difficult times, are largely concentrated in City 14 throughout the neighborhoods, but especially here in downtown LA, just to the east of us, Skid Row. You have, in the Public Works Department, all the various departments have had a tremendous positive impact on dealing with issues that are critical to every resident, regardless of who they are and where they come from. LA Sanitation has done a phenomenal job in terms of the record amounts, tons of trash, and other debris that have been picked up and dealt with, accordingly and safely. Mm-hmm. And that has been part of the leadership that you have provided. Oftentimes in government, whether it be local, city, or state, individuals are hesitant to make the tough calls, hesitant to make the tough decisions because there's some criticisms over here, and there's criticisms over there. But the reality is, if you're not willing to take all that heat, then you shouldn't be in the position that you're in. That's just the bottom line. Yeah. And oftentimes, folks don't want to tread too far this way or too far that way. They end up being liked by everybody, but highly ineffective. Now, has government been characterized by that? Without a doubt. But you have provided that leadership, that courage of your determination to make sure what has to be done gets done. And that's why, the residents of City 14 that why I, as the council member of C14, owe you and all the members an incredible debt of gratitude. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much. You will be missed tremendously, because what I like is not only folks who are really into theory, those folks into theory, they go get their master's degrees or PhDs and like to talk. I want practitioners. I want people who know how to operationalize things into systems and actually are focused less on process, but more so on outcomes.
Yep.
Has that been taken care of? Yes or no? Are we tied up in litigation and we don't want to move here, move there? You cut to the chase and you get it done, and you look for outcomes. There's process-oriented folks and there are outcomes-oriented folks. And that's what I like. Can you see it? Can you touch it? Can you feel it? By any objective measurement, has it been done? Has been executed? And by any objective measurement, you have proven that you can execute and get the job done. So on behalf of the residents of CD14, downtown LA, Skid Row, Arts District, South Park, Ball Heights, half of Highland Park, half of Lincoln Heights, El Sereno, Eagle Rock, Garvanza, Herman, all the incredible neighborhoods in City 14. We thank you very much.
Thank you.
We
Thank
thank you
you.
very much. We will miss you incredibly, and we wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. Please stay in touch with me, because I'm excited about what your next moves will be, and I surely, if I can be helpful in any form, way, or shape in your next step or two or three, I want to be part of that too. So,
Thank
muchas
you.
gracias, señor
Gracias.
presidente. Gracias.
Thank
Thank you very
you,
much, Black
Council
Caucus.
Member. Thank you, Council Member, Councilwoman Imelda Padilla, Council Member Kevin De Leon, and Council Member Macosta. I really do appreciate. I feel honored by having you guys here. I know you guys have to run to your meeting now, but thank you for taking your time, for being here for me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. And I have both of your cell phone numbers too.
Thank you. Thank you, council members. And next, if we could have former Board of Public Works President Kevin James approach the podium and say a few words.
James.
Good morning, everyone. To echo something that Councilman McCosker said briefly, talked about the beauty of this room. It's always an honor to be here. It is my favorite room in the entire city of Los Angeles. And I think I say that every time I get the opportunity to be here. It's wonderful to see so many friends and colleagues here this morning, President Garcia, to honor you for your great service to the city of LA. I still feel so closely connected to this critically important body. I can still say I served with a quorum of this body, with three of you directly, and obviously worked with Commissioners Corson and Reyes over the years, separately from the Board of Public Works. But I did want to take just a few minutes this morning, President Garcia, to thank you. To thank you for the partnership that we had together, to thank you for your great service to the city. Just a few things that I want to say about you that everyone in the room that knows you already knows, but some of the things that I appreciated so much about our time together was your reliability, your calm demeanor, and your sound judgment. I knew when I had questions about difficult decisions and things where I wasn't sure which direction I or we collectively should go, having you as the vice president when I served as president was a wonderful asset and a benefit for me. I also really just greatly appreciate the love that you have for the city, but the love that you have for the San Fernando Valley. I got to see it directly with you and with your husband and with your family on a number of occasions, and always appreciate that.
That's right.
Thank you for being the right hand on OCB and doing so much on community beautification when it was always nice to be able to rely on you for something that was also so passionate for you and important to your heart. There are a lot of hard decisions that have to be made in the role that you have spent the last several years occupying, and a lot of those decisions are made completely behind the scenes because they have to be. For privacy reasons, sometimes for security reasons, and some of those hard decisions are personnel decisions. And I want to thank you for the work that you always did, whether it was perceived to be up front, because sometimes it ends up, in an agenda. But so often those hard decisions are made over long hours and lots of just doubt. And you were always there to make those very tough decisions. And I know it's a little bit of inside baseball, but I want to tell you that as I've been gone from the board, you learn sometimes how difficult those things were when you were there, and you always handled them so well. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Alda, you're a great partner. I know everybody in here feels that way, but I wanted to say thank you for that. I think back on the countless conversations. I don't know how many lunches we had.
I know.
Countless conversations, numerous projects we worked on, hundreds of meetings, public meetings together, not counting the private meetings that we were allowed to have because they were not a Brown Act issue. I experienced a quinceañera with you. The best candy table in LA County is when Commissioner Garcia does a quinceañera.
She's 21 now, by the way.
I know that the passage of time, right? Now she's 21. The holiday parade that I spent with you and your husband, that was a wonderful experience. You're a wonderful friend to have and to have for life.
Oh, thank you,
Alda
Kevin.
Garcia. So thank you for that. And I'm really going to miss you on this Board of Public Works, but I know we'll always be in touch.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you, Kevin. And we both realize that we can't babysit 5-year-olds. You're not good with the kids. Thank you for that. Thank you, Kevin, for being here.
Thank you, former President James. And so next we're going to move to our directors of the bureaus.
Hold on. I saw Greg Good here.
Oh, okay, yes. Former Board of Public
Former
Works
Board
President
President
Greg
Good.
If you would please approach the podium and say a few words.
The bearded one over here. Well, have fun. It's really great to see everyone here. Commissioners, executive officer, assistant executive officer. It's great to be here. Alda, I've been thinking the last couple of days, I've been thinking for more than the last couple of days about our service together. It was a rough time.
Yeah.
Right? We were in I guess the second half of the first half of pandemic.
Yeah.
Right? I thought about all the stuff we did on Clean LA, the stuff on establishing the Climate Emergency Mobilization Office, the stuff we worked on with budget, the stuff, on oil and the Southern California Edison work. You have always been, Sister President, you have always been a gracious, generous, ready to rock and roll leader and partner. And it was just a real honor and pleasure to serve with you. I can't overstate how much I prefer that than our other predecessor. That would have really gotten tedious. But to then have the grace of you, the generosity of spirit was just, it was great. I've looked forward to seeing you on the days we saw each other. And I am thankful for that, and I appreciate it. And I celebrate what you've done. The city is better for you. You're a relentless advocate on the ground, on a policy level, as a leader. You've been a warrior here for over a decade now, and the city is better for your service. So I know there's a lot of folks who are going to say it, but congratulations. I can't wait to watch how and where you just keep kicking ass. Excuse my language, ladies and gentlemen.
It's on the public.
But I know you will, and know that you have an ally and a partner and a friend always and forever. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to the former Board of Public Works Presidents James and Greg. And next, if we could move to our bureau directors. We do have a slight change in the order. If we could have Nicole Burnson go first.
Can I say something to Kevin and Greg? I just want to say, Kevin and Greg, both of you, it was a pleasure and an honor to work with you. I had so much fun, and when you said you were going to leave, Kevin, I was like, no. I think I asked you to stay even longer because I felt that dynamic was going, and so we just had a great time. And then, when Greg called and said, I'm going to leave, and I'm like, what? It was just like, where are you going? So I just want to say that it's an honor to have worked with both of you, and I really appreciated the camaraderie we have and we had, and just all these conversations we had for so many time. So I just want to say thank you for making the time coming here today. I will always know that I came after both of you, and that I will always recognize the work that you left behind for me, but also just kind of helping me navigate this presidential time. And I did call on Kevin a couple times. I talked to Greg a couple times just to kind of confirm if what I was doing and feeling was the right thing. And they were always very open to me. So thank you both. I know I can count on both of you, and I have a friend in each of you. Thank you. All right, sanitation. I know Barbara's on vacation this week.
Yes, good morning, President Garcia. Nicole Burnson on behalf of Barbara Romero, and it's my pleasure to be here today to say a few words about you and about serving with you and how much your leadership has meant to the Bureau of Sanitation. The city had a huge problem with vacancy, and that was something that you were charged with helping to solve. And you realized, I think, the opportunity that Public Works provides. It serves everyone, but also it can lift up everyone. And I just have to say that working with you on Clean LA, on WED, and on vacancy has been an absolute pleasure and inspiration. And I think to the stories of the folks that went through those programs who said that they have hope for the first time, that they have family members that are proud of them that never were before because they had found a pathway through city service that you made possible. So I know that you lead with great humility, and I know that it touches your heart to hear stories like that. And I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you in that capacity and wish you the best in whatever comes next. I do have some come-bearing gifts.
Oh, okay. Should I go down there?
I can come to you or whatever you prefer.
David said, come to me. Thanks, David. Thank you. I don't do good with these official things. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm told that I have a lot of cool swag here from sanitation, including a truck, which I'm like, wow, I can't wait to open that one up. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole, for your, and all of sanitation. I saw Bob Potter here earlier, so I just want to recognize that Bob was here too. Thank you, Bob, for being here.
Thank you, Nicole. If we could move next to Bureau of Contract Administration Director John Reamer. Please approach the podium and say a few words.
Love, sweet love, it's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Madam President.
Wow. How special.
I had no idea what I was going to say. Really did not. And then it just came. I said, I prayed, Lord, help me help me capture this person. And boy, does that song speak to who you are. Does that song speak to what we have so benefited from? Does that song so speak to what you are going to continue to give? As you and I had a conversation, this does not define you, you defined it. And we're so grateful for that. When I think of you, I think of someone who is collaborative with an attitude that recognizes everyone because you care. You care about the largest, the smallest, those that don't have a voice. You make sure they're heard. And for that, I can't thank you enough. The word that comes to mind for me was a net. That might sound kind of strange, but the net is something that's cast out and it captures and covers all to bring them into one. And in your time here, be it as commissioner, then vice president and president, that has been your mission. Wherever I hear you speak, wherever I see you go, you always are bringing up everyone. It's not just one, but you want to make sure that everyone is thought about, everyone is included. And for that, I can't thank you enough. On behalf of the Bureau of Contract Administration and for all the men and women that serve there, we want to so thank you and honor you for your service to this city, to this department, to our bureau, to all those who come here, who play here, who recreate here, who work here, who are just trying to make ends meet here. President Ara Garcia has been one that has made it possible for us to have a place that's so comfortable, so peaceful at times. Well, we have ups and downs, I get that. But all in all, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't give you anything more than my saying to you, thank you so much for your years of service. I do look forward to what you do next. I have no doubt that it will be something that will share love with everyone. Blessings to you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you, John Reamer. He's always like the best. Nobody wants to follow him. And today you sang. I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like next. you up the level now. So I don't know, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Reamer. And if we could next have Alfred Mata from the Bureau of Engineering approach the podium and say a few words.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm here, as you know, Ted Allen's on vacation, otherwise he would be here, the city engineer. So I'm here representing the Bureau. And in doing so, I want to thank you, President Garcia, on this very emotional day. I hear a lot of good things said here, as we all expected and know of you, right? It's not a surprise to any of us. Your dedication over the last 6.5 years has been a great example for all of us. During your time here on this board for our Bureau, you've likely adopted hundreds of board reports related to our projects, whether it be construction contracts, consultant contracts, permitting work in the public right-of-way, environmental impact reports. There's been a lot that has come before you and this entire board that helped us achieve our mission. Along with your fellow commissioners, you've always done a good job with doing your due diligence in terms of oversight of this department and the responsibilities that entails. On top of that, in particular, I felt that you have created an environment that's very welcoming and team-oriented for our staff to come here and focus on the issues at hand and provide the good services that they provide in the city of Los Angeles. So ultimately, it helps all of us do a better job, and I really sincerely appreciate that you created that environment. So on behalf of the city engineer, all the executive team, and the entire Bureau of Engineering staff, I wish you all the best as you move on from the Board of Public Works. I want to thank you for your guidance and all your hard work in leading the board. We will miss you, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred. Thank you. Thank you to all the Bureau of engineers, a new profound profession that I now tell everybody that asks me what they should be or what they should think about. I always just say, be an engineer. Just be an engineer. Whatever you're going to do, just be an engineer. You're going to have a good life with that. So thank you for just opening my eyes to that entire industry and that discipline. It's a beautiful profession. And if I had to do it all over again, I was 10, I would be an engineer now. That's what I think I would be.
Thank you, Mr. Mata. If we could next go to Ms. Shirley Lau from the Bureau of Street Services.
Shirley Lau.
Please approach the podium and say a few words.
Good morning, President Garcia. I'm here on behalf of the Bureau of Street Services. Keith could not be here today. He's sick, but he sends his best wishes. So yesterday I was passing by John Duday's cubicle, and he showed me a picture of you and I, the one he took last week of us out in the field looking at the concrete crews. And we look fabulous, by the way. And there's a special folder on his computer that says President Garcia. And I took the time to kind of glance through it. There are so many photos of you with our resurfacing crews, our urban forestry tree trimming crews. When we first installed the STAP shelter out there in the valley, so many photos of you with the men and women of the Bureau of Street Services. I think that speaks volume of, in your crazy busy schedule leading the department, yet you make the time to meet with all of us and really encourage those in the Bureau to work hard and be proud of the work they do for the city of LA. We've had many challenges in the Bureau, as you know, in the past few years. With your leadership, you helped us overcome that. And on behalf of the Bureau, the exec team, Stephanie is here as well. All the men and women of the Bureau of Street Services, we thank you for your leadership, your constant support of the Bureau, everything you do for us, the smile you give us when we see you. We will truly miss you. On a personal note, it's been an honor to work with you all these years. I know I've been in 2 bureaus and we've done many, many projects together. You have my cell phone number. I hope we stay in touch. It has been an honor, and I thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thank you, Ms. Lau. If we could move next to Bureau of Street Lighting's Director, Miguel Sangalang.
Morning, Madam President, Commissioners. Start off by saying that, often, well, I'll start off by saying one thing, which is I'm probably going to say some things that are slightly controversial or maybe incendiary, but in a nice way, in a playful way, and in a playful way that, we, the city family, always say that we are a city family, right? All of us in the different bureaus, the sister bureaus, the commissions, everyone, all the departments, we're a larger city family. And so we have some playful rivalries that happen from there too. And so I really wanted to remember one of the times that, or actually I wanted to remember what was the first bureau that you actually were the liaison for. And so I sent you a text message. I was hoping for a reply and hoping it was positive. The reply was, it was Bureau of Street Lighting. And I will quote here, "I loved it." I said, "I loved it." And I take that, I'll look to the city attorney for confirmation, but I'll take that as irrefutable proof that we are actually your favorite. That's why I'm going last, right? And you tell me, there may be a little bit of transitive properties and Hollywood magic since we also have Kevin James here, but I'm pretty sure that's true, right? And so because of that, I actually wanted to share additional proof, right? Just to make it so that it is solid in stone forever in public comment now that it is true. So some have said her personality is bright. Her smile has been described as a beacon of hope. Illuminating only begins to describe her insights. Never have I seen her with a selfish thought, only selflessness. Even when the path is dimly lit, she will find the right way. Of this, we, her favorites, are proud. Now, if you take the beginning of every letter, of every sentence I've spoken since the start, you'll find it spelled shine on. And certainly, our good friend Aura will shine on in every endeavor she does. And we love you. Mahal na mahal namin. Mahal na mahal kita, right, is what you would say in Tagalog. And we will definitely miss you, love you, and thank you for everything that you have done.
Thank
You guys were my favorite. Everybody was my favorite, and I say it, but don't tell anybody, okay? But I really did enjoy my time. I enjoy my time with everybody. Street service. I mean, I spent so much time with street service. I spent so much time. You can't, as when you sit in this chair, you can't decide who, what, where, and you know, honestly, all of them are my favorites. And then I talk to the board offices, and then they're my favorites, and so everybody's my favorite. But BSL was my welcoming and was my number one go-to and was my number one support all throughout. And I'm not saying nobody else was, because it's so hard to be in this position. But what I really like, I always really enjoyed the bureaus working together. That was really kind of my passion, to leave behind the cross working of bureaus and everybody kind of getting along, because we are one big family within a bigger family. And so I just always wanted that. But then there was times that we would just say, well, let's see who's going to do it better. And then let's see who's going to bring this higher. So it's a little bit of rivalry and a little bit of love all the time. And I just want to say thank you to BSL for being my go-to person at all times. And you welcomed me my very first day. And I just, you know, I did fall in love with the Bureau, because it was just a really welcoming time. And I just want to say thank you so much, Miguel, for leading it and for leading just everything that happens at all the bureaus. I'm telling you, being in this position is always hard. I'm always counting 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, they're all here. Oh yeah, they're all here. There we count all 5. So I'm going to miss the counting of the 5, but it's like a parent. I can't decide. So there you go. I'm betraying you a little bit, but we'll talk later, Miguel. Thank you. Thank you to all the bureaus. I really do appreciate each and one of you.
And that concludes the Bureau Directors portion of the recognition. If we could next move to the the Board of Public Works Office Heads, starting with Paul Raj.
Paul Raj, yeah.
Followed by Erica.
Good morning. It's my honor to stand here and represent OCB. You've been the commissioner assigned to OCB and Keep Los Angeles Beautiful really since you first came onto the board. And even after you were vice president and president, you kept it as one of your assignments. And I think that's because you kind of really got OCB and you understood what we were all about. And you had that passion for working with the community groups and always asking about how our contractors and the men and women that are working in the field are doing and stuff like that. And so I just want to say thank you for all the support we've had from you over these past years. It's been truly enjoyable working with you on various community beautification projects, rain barrel events, grant projects, Clean LA, attending KAB national conferences together, working on the KLAB beautification conferences that we've had in the city. And everything's just been enjoyable, and I just wish you well in your next step, whatever that may be. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. If we could have Erica Blyther from the Office of Petroleum, Natural Gas and Safety approach the podium to say a few words. And next, after Erica, will be Rachel Malovich.
Yes, Erica Blyther of the Board Office of Petroleum, Natural Gas Administration and Safety. Complicated office with a lot of moving parts. President Garcia, thank you for always being so supportive of my programs and digging deep to understand the underlying issues. I really appreciate all the work that you put in to build capacity in my office for all the complex work and for providing diverse opportunities to build outreach skills related to city employment, careers, and job fairs. Thank you for your dedicated service. On behalf of my office, we thank you and we will miss you.
Thank you, Erica. Rachel, followed by Marta Segura. Go ahead, Rachel.
Good morning, and I want to say thank you for saying yes to letting us appreciate you, because hearing other people speak about you has been really wonderful. You know, other people have better words to describe or add to those stories of my experience of you as well. three really quick things I want to add to the appreciation pile. One is the seriousness with which you took this position and how proud I've been to be part of your team, whether it be in a board meeting or budget hearings or others. Your leadership, clear, strong, has been just a pleasure to work with. Secondly, on behalf of our trees and urban forest, I hear from the other bureaus that you have a lot of enthusiasm for all of our work, but we also felt that when we talked about trees. And you're using your position, being curious about trees, understanding what the urban forest needed, really has improved quality of life for Angelenos, because you took the time to understand and be really thoughtful in decision making and support staff in going back to the drawing board time and again to say, how can we better save trees within these projects? So thank you for the impact you've had on the urban forest. And lastly, and more on a personal note, who we work with really impacts our day-to-day life. We spend a lot of time at work. And even more than the people we work with, the leadership that we're under also really impacts that experience. And getting to work here in the board offices under your leadership has been tremendous in terms of, again, the seriousness with which you pushed us to do our work really at a high level, but also with the kindness and levity that you brought. And I really appreciate that, as it impacted how we all were able to function within our work. So on behalf of our Office of Forest Management, thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. We could have Marta Segura approach the podium and say a few words.
Good morning, President Garcia, Madam President. Thank you all for inviting us here to appreciate you. I think I'll start with thanking you for helping then President Good with the formation of the Climate Emergency Mobilization Office. And then under your leadership, we grew from a staff of 1 to 6. So, and for those of you in the public who don't know what the Climate Emergency Mobilization Office is, it's the first office of its kind in the nation. And in addition to that, you were here for the appointment, and you were literally there when I was appointed Chief Heat Officer, the first one in the West Coast, and the first office in the West Coast that is going to present a heat action resilience plan on behalf of a city. So there's a lot of firsts that, I'm sure you're very comfortable having firsts in your resume, but I just wanted to highlight all of the firsts that you helped us accomplish. I have a phenomenal team, and the board members here, some of you all helped me not just, make it possible to hire that team, but to grow a team that I really love and appreciate. And I can't thank you enough. And I'll say something personally. I met President Garcia when I was a district director for Eric Garcetti, and she was the executive director for the Youth Policy Institute. And we had a lot of tough cases, homeless families. And when my caseworkers couldn't handle something, I could always count on President Garcia and her team to find a home for the homeless and to serve students who were struggling with so much at the time. So I knew you had a big heart then, and I'm so happy that you're still, in public service, right? And I know that you're going to continue with that phenomenal public service wherever you go. So thank you. Thank you all.
I had forgotten about that, but that must have been like 18 years ago we did that work.
2009, 2010.
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you. That was a long time ago.
Thank you so much, board office heads. Moving next on our agenda to Devin Zatorsky, introducing Clean LA. Devin, please approach the podium.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. I'm President Garcia. I'm Devin Zatorsky. I have a lot of roles here at the board, but one of my favorite and most prized jobs that I do is oversee the Clean LA Jobs Program with Felicia Roscoe, who's here in the back, who's our program manager. And basically, if you don't know what Clean LA does, what it does, and President Garcia was a champion for starting this program and has been a champion for it ever since, is we're addressing the most critical needs in the city. And that's the need of cleaning the city of Los Angeles, but I think the bigger need that is so passionate to President Garcia is the need of helping people and giving people opportunities where they most need it. And I would say her passion for this program is her greatest superpower. She's passionate about the mission of this program, about public works, She's passionate about the impact we're making, and I'm lucky to have just been even a small piece of this impactful work. Through and through, she's an advocate for those who need an advocate the most, and I'm just grateful to be able to be a part of it, watch these changes, and advocate for the lives of people she's touched, a few of who we have here today, who are going to say a few words, who are graduates of the Clean LA program, now all employees with the City of LA Bureau of Sanitation. And personally, professionally, I could say a million things about President Garcia, the relationship we've built as she being our leader here at the Board of Public Works, just being a friend. And I'm so thankful to have gotten to work with her with my time at the board. But I know the most lasting message she's going to have is what she's done for the program she's overseen, the advocacy, her passion. We're going to continue these programs on and make sure this legacy lives on, and that we're changing lives for the better for all the Angelinos and people we want to touch. And so now I'll turn it over. That's what I have to say, but just thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for what we've gotten to do together, and I promise we're going to make sure it continues on and that this work continues on. But I want to turn it over to some of our Clean LA graduates who can speak to the direct impact this program has had on their lives. So if we want to start with Chris or Art, who wants to go first? Yay, Chris graduated in when?
Sorry, I'm nervous. I just want to thank you and everybody for the opportunity. And I started off as I started off at the 3-month program, and then I passed that. I went to the year program, and then I was at extended time. They gave me the opportunity to stay longer, and I appreciate that. And 2 months passed by, and they gave me the application for the city. I couldn't believe it, and I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I just want to keep going up.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you.
Wow.
Friendly reminder to everyone speaking, speak directly into the microphone, get your mouth right close to that microphone, otherwise it won't pick up your voice loud. Thank you.
Check, check. Yeah, good morning, Madam President. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. Before I was in the Clean LA program, I felt like my life was over. But Clean LA, some say that California is a place where you can reinvent yourself or a place of second chances. And the Clean LA program gave me what I felt was a second chance. And now I work for the city of Los Angeles, and it's great. It's great. So sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I thank you for creating this program, and I wish you the best in whatever you do in the future.
Thank you. Wow. Remember you too.
I'm like,
And bring it down. It's fine. Yeah.
hello, my name is Sandra Argueta. Hi, everybody. I was part of the Clean LA program. They gave me the chance to apply back in 2022. They give you the opportunity. Thank you for giving us youth the opportunity to get a job. Give people the opportunity to get a better job. Get better chances that maybe like people say they don't have hopes no more. And thank you for giving us new career, like more, how could I tell you, the chance to learn new things and about jobs, everything. I thank Nora too from Clean LA program. She was a big help for us too. She supported us and everything. Like she motivated people too. And thank you very much. Now I'm in the city, and me as a single mother with 3 kids, I appreciate it because I could teach them that there's more in life. There's not just give up, and maybe in the future I could move upper, and I really got the strength that I'm gonna do it. And thank you very much, and I hope you have a good journey in your next experience. Good luck, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Ivan Escobedo. I'm really nervous right now.
not good with speaking in front of a lot of people, and I know it's a special occasion for yourself, but I'm thankful for you for creating Clean LA and for everybody that's part of Clean LA, because without that program, like, you know, I don't know where I would be at, you know, but damn, sorry. But yeah, I want to do better in my community because I guess I have a bad history, you know, growing up, and I've been in bad places, and with this program, it's helped me come out of that shell, you know. So it's just an opportunity and a gift from you guys that I could do something with my life, you know. I could become somebody, you know, and I want to keep moving forward and try to be hopefully in one of them seats or these guys' seats where, you know, there's somebody important, you know, and I could give back to my community instead of taking from the community. But thank you very much, and everybody from Clean LA and everybody from all the departments. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, that was really special. When they say that when you know what you're here to do, it's like another birth, and I realized that I was here to improve the quality of life for others. And the Clean LA program gave me that opportunity to do that, and just to see that we have graduated and transitioned and are working now at sanitation or at street services. How many are they now? 27. 27 might not seem a lot to a 6,000 employee department, but to those 27 generations, they have changed their lives. And so I wish you all the best, and I hope that you stay here and you move on and you learn and you keep on moving up and keep on moving up, because what this city does do, it lets you move up and gives you opportunities. So I wish you and the 27 folks that have graduated and transitioned to city employment a whole lot of luck, and just very happy and proud that you invested in yourself. Because you invested in yourself, you not only changed your life, but the life of your kids and the life of their kids. Now you have a legacy that you're leaving behind by working in the city. So I hope that you continue to take advantage of all the educational opportunities, all the training opportunities, and that you move yourself up in rank so that you can continue to provide a good life for your family.
Thank you so much, Devin, and the graduates of the Clean LA. If we could move next to Roman Rodriguez to introduce the Career Fair co-lead.
Oh, wow. Roman.
Good morning, commissioners. You know, I look around the room and I see a lot of great leaders here today. And I'm very privileged and lucky to serve under the direction of all of the public service leaders in here. Nonetheless, I am especially grateful for President Garcia. President Garcia is a very special leader because she brings positive vibes, energy, and relentlessness to the board. And most importantly, she cares. She really does care. She's passionate about the programs and opportunities we as city employees offer to residents throughout the city. Under President Garcia's leadership, I oversee the River Rangers Workforce Program, where we provide paid working opportunities to young adults from socially disadvantaged backgrounds. President Garcia, your passion for helping others and providing these types of opportunities is what inspired our Public Works career fairs. Under the President's leadership, we organized 5 successful career fairs to help fill hundreds of department vacancies with a talented pool of candidates from 5 different council districts throughout the city. Before I pass it on to Street Services Assistant Director Stephanie Clements, I want to say that because of President Garcia's leadership and commitment to offer these programs, we were able to impact the lives of many Angelinos, including me, my life. I am grateful. I am grateful that she gave me an opportunity to be a leader just like all of you.
Thank you, Roman. If we could next hear a few words from Assistant Director Stephanie Clemens of Bureau of Street Services.
Great, thank you. Good morning, commissioners. I've had the privilege of working with President Garcia on a variety of issues, but wanted to focus my comments on the extraordinary efforts and visionary leadership that I and many others observed firsthand while working with you on our famous Public Works career fairs, which really turned into an incredibly successful, massive citywide career fairs. At first glance, one may ask, why is the president of the Board of Public Works creating citywide career fairs? Isn't she overseeing public works? Doesn't she have enough to do? Yes, of course. But that's because when our president sees a problem, she doesn't just acknowledge it, she tries to fix it. And the problem was the city was experiencing a hiring crisis, and your bureaus were coming to you saying we can't hire. The hiring process takes too long. It's too complicated. People don't know how to get city jobs. We're not connecting local Angelinos with city jobs. So you identified this problem and you saw an opportunity and you had a vision, and your solution was, let's create a career fair. Let's take the jobs to the people. Let's give out jobs at career fairs. Let's hire on the spot in one day. Let's have folks be able to submit applications, answer questions, have educational sessions on how to get a job. It was a very lofty task, and at first I was a little skeptical of your vision and how we could pull this off. But President Garcia made me a believer. With your collaborative leadership style, we went from having our first Public Works career fair at LA Trade Tech, not knowing what we were doing, not knowing if anybody was going to show up, to our final career fair near Van Nuys Airport, a citywide fair. It was even more than citywide, servicing thousands of local Angelinos. And you were very hands-on at these fairs. You're not sitting back and taking credit. You were participating in the weekly meetings, preparation meetings. You were at the fairs running around, trying to resolve issues, answer questions, talking to the press. You were doing everything. It's hard to quantify how many thousands of individuals we've helped answering questions, giving people information and hope on, it's possible to get a city job, explaining how to submit a city application and how to study for tests. So you're not only incredibly intelligent, competent, effective, and influential as you successfully oversee billions of dollars of public works projects and services, but even more impressive to me is that your leadership style is leading with love, kindness, vulnerability, and humility. So in summary, on behalf of all the employees of the Bureau of Street Services and the entire Department of Public Works, we thank you, and we're really going to miss you and your vision and your leadership style. While Princess Diana might have been the people's princess, President Garcia, no offense to our former presidents here, but is the people's public works president, as she led with love and was always looking out for all Angelinos. We wish you the best to you and your loved ones. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Ms. Clemens. And that concludes the Bureau Directors, the office heads for the Board of Public Works, and our special council members who've all offered recognition. Now we'll move to this side of the room and go around the table and ask our commissioners to say a few words, starting with President Pro Tem Davis.
Thank you so much. I thought you were going around the table. Thank you so very much. It's really an honor, and it really is a privilege. I see that our two leaders, President James and President Good, have left, and during the time in which I had an opportunity to observe the performance of President Garcia, she was a commissioner under the leadership of the two prior presidents of Public Works that I mentioned. And Commissioner Aura Garcia was curious, ambitious, and collaborative in her work as a commissioner. And as I said, she was ambitious, and no surprise that she emerged as an authentic leader and chairwoman of the Department of Public Works. And during the leadership of Mayor Garcetti, he too felt that we needed a gender balance in terms of leadership for the city of Los Angeles in general and Public Works in particular. So therefore, women should have the opportunity to lead. And the call was answered in the performance of President Aura Garcia. It was mentioned as I listened to everyone talk and give remarks about leadership style. In terms of leadership style, I think in many ways, in terms of what I have observed, is that President Garcia is an authentic leader. An authentic leader is one who not only embraces their strengths, but is one who's not afraid to explore how we can improve the weaknesses personally as well as within the organization. And I think that that is probably one of the very unique qualities that we have had with President Aura Garcia. She is an authentic leader. And also she is mission-driven and focuses on results, which is another quality that authentic leaders have. Additionally, it was mentioned by one of the members of our staff that she leads with her heart. That too is one of the reflections of an authentic leader. And also, she, I think, really has, in all of her work, focused us on what is important in the long term. You can see from all of the work that we have done today in reflecting on her leadership that we all agree that she was passionate about our pathway programs, Clean LA, Target Local Hire, Bridge to Jobs, and even WED program. All of these programs are a bridge and a tool by which citizens, many of whom have been left out and locked out of the system for whatever the variable reasons, these programs give them an opportunity to be inclusive, to be included in. And as one of our members who testified here today, it was life-changing. Well, several have said it was life-changing to have the opportunity to go through these programs. She has been the champion of these programs. And I think the career fairs is another reflection of her passion, of inclusiveness. So I have proudly observed the leadership of President Aura Garcia as an authentic leader for the Department of Public Works. And so as we grow as a department in terms of leadership now and leadership in the future, we can look back with the greatest of pride and privilege to know that President Garcia is a person who left us with some very strong programs that will be the kind of programs that made institutional change during her leadership. Congratulations, President Garcia, and I look forward to all of the great work that you're going to do in the future, and know that we appreciate what you have done for us here today. Thank you.
I love Dr. Davis's speeches all the time, and this one was about me, so yay! Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Davis. If we could move next to Commissioner Reyes.
Okay, I will not cry, but it is indeed a privilege and an honor and a pleasure to serve with you here on the board, especially because there are 3 women on the board. And as I always tell my 4 daughters, who rules the world? Girls, they will say. So thank you. I will miss our Women's History Month celebration and all of the other innovative things that this commission does with in terms of gender parity. I prepared a little bit of, just echoing all the thoughts and the remarkable gratitude that our colleagues here have brought forth. You are a dedicated leader of this board. You are respected, you are acknowledged, you have that passion for excellence that have guided us through countless challenges. We don't lack that, right? We have those challenges, but we also have our triumphs. We also have those initiatives that shape the way, the very fabric of our community, the very fabric of our department under your guidance. Your legacy will live forever. All those programs that were just mentioned here, I mean, they're outcome driven. They have their impact on the individuals. They have their impact on the community, and that's not an easy fit to do. Your legacy will forever be etched in with us. You are a beacon of inspiration, as we've heard today, a testament to the power of effective leadership. And as you embark on the next chapter of your journey, know that your impact will continue and that our gratitude will keep on flowing through the years. Know that within our hearts and minds, you have served as a testament to all the work that you're leaving behind. Thank you so much, Aura, for your service. It's a pleasure to call you Madam President of the Board of Public Works. And really for your unwavering commitment to service. You will be deeply missed. I know how to get hold of you, though. But I think your influence will endure for years to come. And for all of, I know, our colleagues here on the board will express the same type of appreciation and gratitude. But most of all, as President Pro Tem Mike Davis said, you being as an authentic leader has really made a difference, and that's very transformative, and that's something that is rare. So thank you so much for that, Aura.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. If we could move next to Commissioner Corsan to say a few words.
Thank you. I thought it was wonderful to have so many people here with callbacks to time because, I did not have the chance to work with you that long. I think hearing Marta speak about your time before coming into city service and then hearing Stephanie refer to you as the people's president, there needs to be a little bit of explanation here because that is true. Because there's one thing that President Garcia always did that the public didn't see behind those doors was she always put the people first. And I'm not just talking about staff. I think a lot of our conversations when it was about what's best for staff, and then there was a conversation of what's best for the people of LA and what programs can we do. And she doesn't show it, I say that kiddingly, about her passion for our Clean LA program and what it meant and the advocacy she showed the last two budget cycles for that program. And that I'm thankful that we were able to have that on the record of participants who could speak to the historic achievement that is. I take great pride that you're from the Valley. And again, as the people's president, no matter where I went, no one sees me as a public works commissioner, but the minute I would give a card, they would say, "Do you know President Garcia?" True story. True story. No matter where I went in the Valley, I handed a card. They had somehow already met you and had glowing things to say. So that goes back to the people's president. But, as Kevin was speaking about your time before COVID, and then Greg was talking about the time during COVID. Commissioner Reyes and I joined right at the end, and we talked about the transition between mayors, but the bigger transition was how do we get an organization with 6,000 employees to transition back to a pre-COVID work existence? And you and Vice President Villegas took the charge on that. And though it may not still be at pre-COVID, that itself takes strength and courage to talk to employees about what it means to come back and sometimes give them news they don't want to hear. So I commend you for that leadership and courage, and always proud of the work you did in the representation for the Valley, because another part of the Valley, like other parts of the LA, inequitable city services. And President Garcia, again, for the people, and when we talked about a Van Nuys job fair, when we talked about streetlights in Van Nuys, it was always about how do we get those equitable services, not just to the Northeast Valley, in the Valley in some parts that didn't get its fair share, but being mindful that other parts of the city were just as affected as the Valley. And I know the leadership, the compassion, the empathy you show for people, and how you've always put people first will translate into your next chapter, whatever it may be, and you're going to excel at it just as you did here, just as you did before here, and it's going to lead to bigger and better things. So thank you for your service and your leadership.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. And now if we could move to Vice President Villegas to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I've been like shedding tears as all this has been going on as well. I feel like I'm losing just a dear friend here at the board, and excuse me if I get a little teary-eyed. It has been an honor to serve with President Garcia. And I don't want to just hold my comments for just a bit. It has been an honor to serve under her leadership. They always say, we're both Trojans, by the way. Yeah, there's 3 of us that are Trojans on this board. And from day one, President Garcia told me, you're a Trojan, and you went through the same executive leadership program at USC to get our master's. You went through the same one. And I thought, wow, somebody read my bio. I had no idea. And I said, yes, I did. And something that we have just in common is just a lot of idioms, a lot of sayings, a lot of things that we learned in grad school. And one of them is by Professor Cully, Dr. Cully, just get comfortable being uncomfortable. And this is your moment, President Garcia, just to feel uncomfortable, but so many tremendous accolades, that are grassroots fed and that are also professional. The biggest trait that you have is being a woman in leadership, something that I take extremely personal. I don't like to be mansplained ever. I attribute that just to a strong upbringing of strong women around me, and I see that a lot in you. I think it's important to always lead with compassion, and you do an exemplary job at doing something like that. You took on so many different causes. I've heard so many times that it's important to, when you get into leadership, you have to come in with a base of ideas that you're going to be leading with. Yours came organically. Yours started with your grants collaboration, your grants task force. And in the grants task force, you were able to, out of that, you were able to come up with a Clean LA program and the LA Riverkeeper program. Things that, as we saw today, just bring and change lives of so many individuals. That is something that you lead with purpose, and we've heard so much today. You also take on difficult decisions. We've heard from others, saying the same thing. Your presidency has not been easy. I've seen it, and you always do it with such a big smile. I feel that when I have to, when you're not here and I have to like lead these meetings, I'm like, I'm so monotone and boring. But when you come up here and when you just lead, even in meetings, you have this ray of sunshine and this, brightness about you that just gives levity to a room and encouragement and engagement. And even with taking on difficult decisions that weren't easy, I just give you so much praise for doing something like that. Something else that came organically, as we heard today, is just all the tremendous job fairs that you were able to think of, and then to create a group, and then to be able to bring so many others. I hope that when this, job freeze is over, that those also continue, either with their own bureaus doing them or with, whatever capacity is done. You know how to maneuver through different professional environments and difficult political environments as well. Let's not kid ourselves, these jobs are not easy, and ones that we always have to take firm in our sense of who we are and keeping that humility, and you're a tremendous example of that. This is not a goodbye. Not on my part. And I have your cell number too. Yeah, this is definitely not a goodbye, but a huge mil gracias. Thank you so much for doing such a beautiful job with this presidency, and for also just having me on board to learn so much from you. So thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas, and thank you, Commissioners. And that concludes today's recognition for outgoing Board President Aura Garcia.
I'm gonna be oh wow. Okay. I didn't know if I should get up too or not. Thank you. I've never had a standing ovation, so thank you for that. Vice President Reyes, and I'm going to be short because there's just tons of people to thank, and I want to thank those that came out here, like Art. I really appreciate you coming out here. Thank you so much. And oh my God, you came out here too. Jose, thank you so much. And everybody else that came out here, like Marcelino, I don't know if you're here for a board item or you're just here to be a guest. So thank you for being here too as well. And everybody else, I see folks that I really enjoy, like Amanda, thank you for coming out here. And Rio, thank you for coming down from the 9th floor. And everybody else, I saw Vince, my favorite. Okay, I don't have favorites, but Vince is kind of my favorite. See what I mean? I can't decide. It's like favorites, one big line, everybody. I'm gonna get in trouble, but that's okay. It's my last day. I'll take the trouble today. I just want to say everybody here leaves a huge part of my heart, and everyone is my favorite, to be honest. This position as president, commissioner, vice president, and president has by far been the best thing I've ever done. I don't know what else is going to top this. I don't even know what else would top this. But this has been a great honor to be here. And Vice President said that, we the three of us did get our master's degree from USC in the same program, different years, but same program. And one of the things that there's so many sayings and so many things about leadership, and leadership is our master's degree, and USC teaches you to be capable to lead huge organizations. Our case studies were like the London Bridge Airport. The airport in London. Those were type of our case studies we had. We were taught on how to lead tremendously in any way. And we learned about different leaders. So you saying authentic leader, that really is what I have always aligned myself with. There's different leadership styles, and authentic was always the one. We were taught to be truthful and honest, and just be yourself when you're a leader. And that's what I did. I was truthful and honest in my ways in every single way. Who I am here now is who I am at home, is who I am with my friends, wherever I'm at. I continue to be the same person no matter where I'm at. And one of the things that I took very highly from my master's degree program is that he said it differently, and I won't say how he said, our professor would say it, because he was kind of tough. Dr. Kelly was real tough on us, but he said, you're not there to be right. You're there to be efficient. And I have engraved that in my everyday thinking, that I'm not here to be right. I'm not here for my personal agenda. I am here as a city worker to be efficient. And I did that every single day as I made decisions, as I put things together. It was always about efficiency and how do we get things done and how do we make this better for our 4 million residents that we have out there that we are tasked to serve. And I just never saw it any other way. But the way of making sure that our residents came first, that our staff, our crews were well taken care of, was the most important priority for me. And I just want to say thank you to each and one of you, to our 6,000 members. I want to thank also, I'll be remiss by not saying this, but I want to thank also our previous administration, Mayor Garcetti, Ana Guerrero, for identifying me and for putting me in this position, for recognizing that I had leadership skills and that I would be an asset to the Board of Public Works. I am extremely thankful to Mayor Garcetti, and to Ana Guerrero for doing that. I really am. And I am also very thankful to Mayor Bass for keeping me on board the past 1.5 years under her leadership as well. It's just these times, and I said it earlier today, these jobs as commissioners, they're not forever. We know that the day we get them. The day we sign up to be a commissioner, we're already signing our resignation letter at the same time. And I know that our time comes and we have to move on. And this just today, the day that is for me. And so I will forever miss my time as the president. Thank God for videos and social media and take pictures now, because, I don't know, back in the first president, 1921, I think was our first presidency. We have been in existence. Please correct me. Is Kevin still here? Because he knew this. Yeah, because he knew this one completely. But I believe we started in 1921. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But there's a couple of different, we have the historical background there, and I read it a couple of times, and I believe we were 1921 when we were established. If not, that is 100 years old. There's been tons of presidents before me, tons of commissioners before me. This commission is extremely important to the to the Department of Public Works. And I'm just honored that I'm even part of that legacy left behind, that I will forever be able to tell my kids and my grandkids, I was the president of the Board of Public Works at some point. So I just want to say thank you for that, for taking me into your bureaus, for allowing me to be part of your projects, for seeing me out in the street and opening the door, or letting me park, or moving a cone, or or just where do I park today type of deal. Thank you for all of that. I will take everything that I've done here, everything that I've learned here, and everything that I was part of with me forever. And I will just say that I wish everybody here and your families all the best. And may you continue to thrive, and may your families continue to thrive with themselves. And I'm sad that I won't hear about them on a daily basis, but I know that you're all very smart, professional, caring people, and you, to your family, you will do the same. So I won't continue because I think everybody's hungry, and we want to continue. We want to move on, but it is my last meeting today. I will leave, my personal stuff to Natalie, who is my assistant, who's done a great job. Thank you, Natalie, as well, for putting me through this time, and to Celeste Rodriguez, who I don't know if she's hearing me out there, but also to her, because she helped me get into my presidency role. And just for everybody that I worked with here has been very special. I thank you all, and I hope that I stay in your minds, and I hope that I was a good president to all of you. Thank you. And like we normally do this, every time there's a recognition and a presentation, we'll take pictures in the back. And those joining us via the social platform, it will be about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back to our regular scheduled agenda items. Thank you, everyone. By the way, I did not mention this, but my husband's here. Thank you for my husband for the full support that he has provided me all throughout my 6.5 years. Thank you so much.
Okay. If you need it, but okay.
Trying to break it down, or you gonna put it on there? Okay. Can we break this down?
Good thing I have each sentence numbered. Sure.
All right, President Garcia, we're going to go ahead and we are now back in record mode.
Thank you so much, everyone. And like everything else, and like every time we do a recognition, it's always so hard to transition from the emotional to the business, but this is my last meeting. And so I am excited for these 3 items. And we'll close them up after that. All right, let's start with agenda item number 1. This is a request from the Bureau of Contract Administration and the Bureau of Engineering in Council District 11.
And as we apologize for interrupting you, President Garcia. As we move back into our voting items, I just want to reestablish quorum. And so we have President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis, Commissioner Corson, and Commissioner Reyes present. We are also, and just for the record, we were joined by Commissioner Davis at 9:58 a.m., also joined by City Attorney Virginia Choi at 9:50 a.m. We paused the recording at 11:15 a.m. and resumed it at 11:29 a.m.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. With that said, and Mr. Knight, I believe we have public comment for item number 1. Is that correct?
That is correct. We have 3 public commenters, or we have 3 commenters on the virtual platform for item number 1. We'll start with Audit LA. Audit LA, go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, I hope you can hear me. The party lasted so long that I had to take a city bus. So if you can't hear me, that's why. But
We can
I will
hear
not
you.
give up my. Okay, good. Okay, I'm here to talk about item number 1, and please do not interrupt me, President Garcia, because I am talking about number 1. Here we have yet another entity, can I say corrupt developer, but entity in general that feels that they are above the law, that they don't have to follow the rules placed on them to conduct business here. Okay, like they can pick whoever they want to do their jobs. It doesn't matter that everybody else in line to do these jobs have, jumped through all the proper hoops. So I am asking you on your last day here, because I know what's going to happen. There's going to be no discussion. It's going to be a rubber stamp, of course, because there's, again, no consequences for bad behavior. But I am going to challenge you to please, on your last day, to stand up for the people who are sick and tired of corruption, to say, you know what? No, you did this and you are going to live with the fine. That's it. And please, I will give you a standing ovation myself if you finally stand up for the
We're on
people.
item
I've been
number
coming here
1,
for a month.
caller. We're on item number 1, Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant
Right, that's what I'm
contract.
talking about. So help me, do not. I'm going to go to the Ethics Commission if you interrupt me. I am talking about item number 1. They are asking for that they don't have to pay the fines, right, for their bad behavior. Am I mistaken? Am I not talking about that? I am saying that they have not had to do what they had to do. They feel they're above the law, and they are, because you guys will remove the penalties. And I am challenging the president here, who has a say in this number 1, to not just wash away these fees. That she will stand up for the people and say, no, these developers, these entities, all of them, I don't care who they are, they need to live by the law, and
That's
they
2
need to suffer
minutes.
the consequences. when
Thank
they don't.
you. I think you might, yeah.
Sorry. Thank you, President Garcia. Moving on to our next public commenter, Henri. Henri, I don't see your name in the list of attendees. We'll move on to our next public commenter, Yvonne. Yvonne, I'm going to ask you to unmute. And you'll have 2 minutes to offer your commentary on item number 1.
Yes, I would like the board to require that the penalty fees be paid. The penalty fees are not only punitive, but they also make available the funds so that the correction time and additional effort required by the Department of Public Works is paid for and covered. Those fees are not just casual whoopsies. They need to be enforced, and you need to collect it. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. And that concludes commentary on item number 1.
Thank you for that, Mr. Knight. Public comment for item number 1 is now officially closed. This is a joint report request from the Bureau of Contract Administration and the Bureau of Engineering in Council District 11 for a contract acceptance, Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant, digester corrosion rehabilitation CIP 2441, recommending the board to 1, accept this contract, 2, find Kiewit Infrastructure West, Kiewit, to have used one unapproved SBE subcontractor. 3, do not assess Kiewit with a penalty in the amount of $9,313.70 for the use of one unapproved subcontractor. And 4, instruct the Director of the Office of Accounting to disencumber the penalty amount of $9,313.70 from the project fund and return the funds to the contractor. And this morning, is it still morning? Yep. Morning, we have, who do we have here? Mark.
Mark Gutierrez.
Mark Gutierrez.
Joined by his colleague, Enrique Peralta.
Enrique, okay, and Art. Welcome, BCA.
Good morning, President, Board members, City Attorney, Executive Officer, Mark Gutierrez, Bureau of Contract Administration. I'm half here for this board item and half here to wish you farewell. And yeah, gonna miss briefings, gonna miss your leadership. Thank you, President. Okay, I'm gonna pass it to my colleague in this section, Enrique Peralta, to do the oral on this closeout, and then I'll be here for any questions you may have.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is, for one, we're accepting this contract. Number 2, find Kiewit Infrastructure West Co. Kiewit to have used one unapproved SBE subcontractor for this for project. The affected subcontractor Simco Air Conditioning and Sheet Metal Inc., short for Simco, was bid listed for metal panels and louvers installation totaling $72,800. The Office of Contract Compliance verified that the subcontractor performed $93,137 worth of work. However, they were not approved to perform work on the project. Therefore, the contractor may be assessed a penalty of $9,313.70, 10% of the amount of the work performed. The contractor was informed of the potential penalty on October 21st, 2020, transmittal number 1. The contractor responded on November 16, 2020 and stated, open quotes, Simco was the last subcontractor we had on site for this 2-year project. With a relatively small scope compared to the other subs, it was a simple oversight not to have them fill out the sub-approval paperwork due to the timing of their work on the project, end quote. Transmittal number 2. The contractor added that Simco was an approved subcontractor on other city projects and provided a listing of those projects. However, per bid proposal requirements as they relate to the subcontractor's failure to obtain approval of the inspector in writing prior to each subcontractor performing work on the project may result in a penalty of 10% of the unapproved subcontract amount. Staff could not locate any city approval to use Simco on this contract, nor was there any notice of noncompliance issued by the BCA or for Kiewit's failure to obtain approval for Simco to perform work on the project. Therefore, it is BCA's recommendation that the contractor be found to have utilized an unapproved SB subcontractor but not be assessed a penalty in the amount of $9,313.70 for the aforementioned reasons. Michelle Redmond of Kiewit was notified on May 21st, 2024 of our recommendation to find Kiewit to have utilized an unapproved subcontractor but not assess a penalty in the amount of $9,313.70 has indicated that they will not appear before your board. A copy of the report was sent to the contractor. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mr. Enrique. Any questions to the Bureau of Contract Administration? Hearing none. For the record, we are not assessing Kiewit with a penalty, correct?
Correct.
And we are not doing it, just for the record, because?
So we want to find that Kiewit did use an unapproved sub, which they acknowledge, but not assess them a penalty because the They stated that that was the last sub out on the project, and they own that they just forgot to submit them for approval. But we did research and found that they were approved on other projects. Had they submitted them for approval, they would have been approved, meaning they're licensed, no past penalties or debarment, anything of that nature. And so we do want to acknowledge they used an unapproved sub. They missed that step, but not assess them monetarily for that.
Okay, got it. Any objections, colleagues? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 1 forward and forthwith? Thank you, VP. Is there a second? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Mr. Knight, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 1 forward and forthwith.
Very well. We will take a roll call vote on approval of item number 1, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 1 is approved and is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Very well. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time this morning. Thank you, guys. All right, moving us on to item number 2. This is a request in Council District 7. Mr. Knight, do we have public comment on this item?
Yes, we do. We have 3 public commenters who have expressed that they wish to offer commentary on this item, all on the virtual platform. If we could go ahead and start with Audit LA. Go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you. I'm here because on this issue, and do not interrupt me because I am speaking on this issue. You guys have been abysmal, as you're trying to update the ADA stuff within all these projects, and this is under your tenure, President Garcia. It is not always, on many occasions, it's not ADA friendly. And I can make so many videos showing you how do you guys just talk to one person in a chair when doing all this planning?
Ma'am, this is
You could have
regarding
done it
item
differently.
number 2.
Right.
I've muted you, Audit LA, and I want to remind everyone who's offering commentary, if you do not speak on an agenda item or an item that is within the board's jurisdiction for commentary, you will get 2 warnings and then you'll be removed from the meeting. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on to allow you to speak again, and I'll pause your time. Go ahead.
I am on topic. Am I not correct that this is a project that is going to be happening where there will likely be curb cutouts and something like, ADA related? Is it not? So I am going to turn you into the Ethics Commission if you keep cutting me off. I am talking about any project you're working on, including this one, specifically this one. I am telling you, I want you to be more mindful of the ADA community. You are not mindful at this current time. You do things in a way, and I want this project not to be done the way the previous projects have been for the past few years. I want you guys, and I also want to know who is the disability coordinator for this unit. I thank you, Ms. Cole. She gave me a name, but they said that they are no longer that person. Do you guys even know who your disability coordinator is? Because I want to talk to them about this project and stop cutting me off, because I was talking the whole entire time about this project. I'm allowed to relate it to previous projects and what has been done to say what I don't want done in this project. So stop trying to cut the people off when they speak.
That's 2 minutes.
I am here.
Thank you. We'll move to our next commenter on item number 2, and that is Henri. Henri, I don't see your name in the queue. We can move to our 3rd commenter and final commenter for item number 2, Yvonne. Yvonne, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute, and you'll have 2 minutes to offer your commentary. Go ahead.
Thank you. And I want to say the communication technology is working better today. I'm for making improvements to boulevards and transportations. My concerns are, and I know that they have probably been mashed over, the limiting of parking, and also the concept of making sure that the utilities underground are all taken care of before you do anything fancy on the top of the ground. The other thing I want the board to be cautious of is let this one go into practice. However, what had happened to Santa Monica, they made a similar improvement and it killed the neighborhood. And you really need to address the long-term economic impact when you try to get Angelinos out of their cars. You might want to incorporate in those plans changing the uh, uh, laws and ordinances so that light electric vehicles and LEVs or neighborhood electric vehicles are the transition between automobile and bicycles. There needs to be a middle line where people aren't thrust entirely into the no car kind of existence. It's not going to happen. It will cause a great deal of economic stress for every business uh, associated with these improved uh, bicycle lanes and walkways and so forth. Um, my other concern
Thank you,
regarding
Yvonne.
this,
That's 2 minutes.
yeah,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
And that concludes commentary on item number 2, Madam President.
Thank you for that, Mr. Knight. Public comment for item number 2 is now officially closed. This is a request from the Bureau of Street Service and the Bureau of Contract Administration. A request for authority and proposals, Mission Miles Sepulveda, visioning for a safe and active community project. Recommending the board to, 1, authorize the Bureau of Street Services to issue and advertise the transmitted request for proposals for design and engineering services of the Mission Mile Sepulveda visioning for a safe and active community project. 2, authorize BSS to evaluate the proposals and based on the established rating criteria, select and interview the most qualified proposer. 3, negotiate a contract with the most responsive proposer. And 4, authorize the Bureau of Street Services to return to the board with its recommendation to award and execute contract with the selected consultant. And we have here Mr. Conneretti. Conneretti, welcome, sir. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
What is that noise?
I believe that may be, that may be an alarm that's outside, but we're hearing a little bit of noise interference, some sound bleed from a high-pitched noise. I would encourage the presenter to speak loudly into the microphone so that we can hear you better. Clearly, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I can do that. Good morning, Commissioner President Garcia, the Commissioners of Board of Public Works. My name is Prashant Konareddy. I'm with the Bureau of Street Services. I'm joined by my project team, Alejandra and Tyler. So I would like to give a little bit background for this project. Mission Mile, what we call short form for Mission Mile Sepulveda Visioning for Safe and Active Community Project is ATP Cycle 5, Active Transportation Program Cycle 5 grant funded project. So the project is located in the San Fernando Valley and within the limits of Mission Hills and North Hills East neighborhood councils. The project corridor is 3.25 mile long from the south end, Rayan Street, all the way to Rinaldi Street. So the project has federal funds and also state funds, and the project cost is approximately $50 million. So, so we are here to seek the release of request for proposals for the project specific proposal for this project. We have completed the planning CEQA and NEPA phase. So once authorized, we will be selecting the consultants and proceeding with the design phase, which expected to take 2 years, and also seek the consultant support for bid and award phase, which would be another 6 months. So once we are done through that phase, we will be going through a construction, and we will be approaching board for authorization separately for that phase of the project. So that also just wanted to note that Mission the Sepulveda Boulevard is also on a high injury corridor network. So many of these improvements will add a class 1 bike path, pedestrian walkway. It has a protected bike lane north of 118 freeway. So that's the pretty much the scope of the project is. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Thank you for giving us these renderings. These are just for now, what you are proposing with today's authority is to release an RFP for the design and engineering services.
Yes.
And the timeline for that is 2 years?
Yeah, the design phase would be 2 years, and then 6 months of bid and award, where the consultant would also support us during the bid and award phase.
Okay.
So this RFP, once released, it will take approximately 3 to 4 months to go through the selection process.
Right.
And then we will be coming back to the board in the fall,
Okay.
seeking the approval of the consultant contract. Usually, most of the time, we utilize task order solicitation from one of our on-call. So for this particular project, it has a federal funding. Only bench we could use is on-call bridge bench, and which are also in the process of securing the consultants. So this project, just to keep pushing this project on the commitment we have to the federal the funding commitments we have. So we are going as a standalone request for proposal for project specific proposals. So
Got it. Thank you so much for that. Colleagues, any questions on item number 2? Commissioner Corson?
I don't have a question, but to tie it in with our presentation, I think it's wonderful that this is an item on your last meeting that you're overseeing, because the renderings and everything, it speaks to what you'd always striven for when it came to the Northeast Valley, and it's great to see that this is one of the items on the agenda for today.
Totally agreed. I did not expect this. I'm glad to see this. My family and I frequently this place a lot. They have really good shops right there and restaurants. But I'm excited to see what's coming. That's why I was asking when, because I'm thinking. But I just saw your timeline here is this project will be completed in 2029. Invite me. I'll go over, because this is really exciting to see this coming together now in the how beautiful that area is going to become. I mean, it's already a really nice space, but now it's even going to enhance that. So thank you for doing that.
oh, definitely.
Yes, make sure that you send me an email, okay?
Oh, I will do that.
Okay.
And
All right.
and also Council District 7 is very involved in this process through the community outreach and also through the development of this project concept.
Correct. I live in Council District 7, so it's very familiar with all of this. Thank you for that. All right, colleagues, given that there are no questions, any Commissioner Reyes, is that a question?
Oh, yeah, just for the public's edification, and I just want to make sure that whenever we have RFPs for anything that is for safe and active community, that we align it with the goals of Vision Zero, because then we're talking about public safety there, and at the same time looking at the active transportation mobility options as well, which I know you guys are already looking at, but the Vision Zero is very important when it comes to safety in the community. And I've seen the renderings, and hopefully those goals are aligned with the the goals of Vision Zero itself. So thank you.
Yeah, just to add that is Sepulveda Boulevard is almost 130 feet wide as 118 freeway.
I love that.
So some of the location when pedestrians have to cross really long to go one end to the other end, and with the implementation of this project, we would have an activated median and with the crosswalk, which is approximately 30 feet
Yeah.
long, just a two lanes, so they can easily walk into a median shelter and then walk out. Also, this project has a 6 hawk signals. Hawk signals are pedestrian push button related signals. So there are 13 intersection improvements, 6 hawks, and we are making sure that there is enough. There is not too long of a gap between the intersections. So that's where we are introducing the hawk so that people don't have to cut through the traffic. So those are all some of these. This is safety oriented project, and also this aligns with all the measure HLA elements.
That's good. Thank you for that. Yeah. Okay, colleagues, hearing any other questions? Any objections? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 2 forward and forthwith? Thank you, VP Villegas. Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Mr. Knight, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 2 forward and forthwith.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on item number 2, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 2 is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Very well. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Appreciate and have a good rest of the day.
And I wanted to thank you, President Garcia, for your service as a Board of Public Works.
Oh, thank you so much, Lenore. Look forward to your work here.
Definitely, we will make sure to invite you.
Yes.
And all the commissioners.
And that's going to be 5 years from now.
Yeah, when that will be the groundbreaking.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day. All right, colleagues, moving us on to item number 3, right? Item number 3, this is an AFE by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And Mr. Knight, do we have public comment on item number 3?
Yes, we have one commenter on the Zoom platform.
Okay, we'll take public comment now.
Very well. We'll go to Audit LA. Audit LA, please unmute, and you'll have 2 minutes to offer your commentary. Go ahead.
Yes, again, I'm on the bus, so it may be noisy. I have a point of clarification question, though, for the city attorney. I want to know what entity do I complain about my free speech on agenda items being constantly interrupted just because it's not popular speech? I also want to know who is the disability coordinator. I've asked.
Ma'am, this is regarding the Army Corps of Engineers AFE. Please stay on topic.
And this is on topic. I want to know who the disability coordinator is for this city. And now on this, for the Board of Engineers who are here to get money to pay for permits. I am asking, I wish we could hear from them first, but Board of
I've put you on mute, Audit LA, and I've given you one warning, and this is your second and final warning. If you do not speak to the agenda item, and we are currently on item number 3, I'm going to remove you.
Item number 3, Army Corps of Engineers asking for money for permit situations. Am I not correct? And that is what it is, right? And isn't that what just came out of my mouth?
We're on
Stop
item number
interrupting
3.
Right. The Army Corps of Engineers wanting money for a permit process. I got it. So to the Army Corps of Engineers, I am asking you, as you go through your permit process, to please make sure that all elements of the permit is obeyed. The people deserve these permits to be obeyed because this board here will not enforce them. They will not help the public when they seek help and redress for permits not being obeyed. So you are the Army, right? Corps of Engineers, federal. So I am asking you to hold yourselves accountable because this city will not hold you accountable. The people are going to be here to hold you accountable. We're here to hold them accountable. They refuse to be accountable, but we are asking you, I am asking you personally, Army Corps of Engineers, we appreciate our Army, we appreciate our military, but I am asking you to step up. And as you get, because you're going to get the money, they never say no to anything, but I'm asking you to please police
That's 2 minutes.
yourself.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, this is an AFE by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The Bureau of Engineering and Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $50,000 for payment to USACE for the expedited review and approval of Section 408 permit application services for Sepulveda Basin Vision Plan Project through the use of Section 214 authority as per the Memorandum of Understanding and Board Report Number BPW 2021-0082. We have Mr. Marcelino Asensio here. Good morning and welcome back to you.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam President, commissioners, and most welcome guests. My name is Marcelino Asensio. I'm with the Bureau of Engineering. I'm a senior civil engineer in the Architectural Division. I'm here to discuss item number 3. In order to expedite the evaluation of our permit, the City of Los Angeles BOE's permit application to the United States Army Corps of Engineers, we entered into a memorandum of understanding back in September of 2017. It was executed later in early 2018, February of 2018, and there have been subsequent amendments to that memorandum of understanding. One was in February of 2022, and then most recently in March 4th of 2024, which included the Sepulveda Basin Vision Plan. What this memorandum of understanding allows DOE to do is submit a priority list to the Army Corps of Engineers so that they can expedite review of the projects. This motion is to request an authority for expenditure in the amount of $50,000 to cover the cost of reviewing the Sepulveda Basin Vision Plan in an expedited manner. The draft vision plan was sent to the Army Corps on March 8th, so earlier this year. Army Corps has been acting in good faith and as partners to kind of provide a courtesy review, and they've also issued a letter, and now they're asking for funding to go ahead and assist that expediting of that permit. According the letter that was submitted to BOE, they're very happy about this project, the Sepulveda Basin Vision Plan. It aligns with their engineering and nature principles. And so this $50,000 is to allow that permit review to go forward, and so that coordination can continue to happen as we move along across in the process. And so that concludes my report, and if I have any questions.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Asensio. Any questions? Any objections? Hearing none. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 3 forward and forthwith? I'm going to take Commissioner Reyes and take a second for VP Villegas. Mr. Knight, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Vice President Villegas to move item number 3 forward and forthwith.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on item number 3, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. Aye. President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and item number 3 is approved forthwith.
Thank you so much. You are my last presenter, so welcome back, Mr.
Great,
Asensio.
thank you. I just want to say absolute pleasure and honor to serve under your leadership. It truly has been, and it's really been my pleasure. And this board and the work that this board does inspires me to be a better me when I go back to BOE. So I just want to say thank you for all your hard work, and much appreciated.
Thank you so much. Mr. Knight, is that the last of our voting items?
Yes, that clears the desk.
Great. It is 12:03, folks, and this meeting is officially adjourned. Everybody have a good rest of the week.